That's not a crime. That's not a crime. He's looking at you because he's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Because it's not a crime. I know my rights.
Corporal Michael Pritch of the Little Egg Harbor Police Department in Ocean County, New Jersey, approached a young man who was walking on the side of the road. Mr. Walker gave the finger to Corporal Pritch.
Why you giving me the finger?
What?
What's your problem?
What?
Why you giving me the finger?
I'm walking away.
Huh?
Am I free to go?
Why you giving me the finger?
Am I free to go?
No. Come
For
here.
what reason?
Why you giving me the finger when you're walking? Huh? Come here. Get over here.
Is that a lawful order?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Because you're giving me the finger.
That's legal.
No, it isn't.
Says who?
Says it all.
Pull up the law.
Huh?
Pull up the law.
What's your name?
What's the law?
What's your name?
The law?
What's your name? How
What's
old
the law?
are you?
Have a good one.
Whatever. What?
You heard me. What,
Come here.
I'm afraid of you?
Come here. Get over here.
What?
Get over here.
I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, you are. You just cursed me off.
That's not a crime.
Yes, it is.
Says who?
Says me.
Says who?
Turn around. Come on.
Bro, that is not a crime.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Why are you cursing me?
It's not a crime.
What's your name?
It's not a crime.
What's your name?
Help! Help!
No help.
Help! Help!
Yo.
Help!
Corporal Pritch grabs Mr. Walker and holds him with his hands behind his back. When Mr. Walker starts screaming for help, Corporal Pritch turns off his body-worn camera and does not turn it back on until backup arrives. The video and audio recording functions of a body-worn camera shall be activated whenever the officer is responding to a call for service, or at the initiation of any other law enforcement or investigative encounter between an officer and a member of the public. And that, quote, the body-worn camera shall remain activated until the encounter has fully concluded and the officer leaves the scene. And it is clear that Corporal Pritch's actions in turning off the body-worn camera violated both state law and the Attorney General's policy.
I'm right now because I was cursing at him. And he said, you're being detained.
Because you're acting strange.
What? That's not legal.
It is legal. He's allowed to
Who is
detain
this
you
kid?
until he performs his
So what am I
investigation.
doing though? What am I doing that made him detain me? What legal right?
Every time I rode by him twice, he shot me the finger. So I turned around and said, well, you're
Is that a crime?
No problem.
Hold
Then
on
he
a
tells
second.
me
That's
This
not a
is
crime.
causing public service.
Then he
That's
tells
not,
me to
no, that's not a
turn that
crime.
off.
Yeah. Oh. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. He's looking at you because he's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Because it's not a crime. I know my rights.
Where are you coming from and where are you
What legal reason am I being detained for? I need to know that. Legally, I need to know that.
New Jersey does not have a stop and identify statute that specifically requires Mr. Walker to identify himself, and courts have determined that New Jersey's obstruction statute cannot be applied to individuals who refuse to identify themselves to police officers when they are not suspected of committing a motor vehicle offense.
When you are cursing in public, you are causing a public disturbance. You're being a nuisance to the public.
Well, I'd like to see you guys prove it in court.
It's called causing a public disturbance.
I know the
by
law.
being a nusuance.
I know the
okay?
law.
I'm not saying you're being charged with anything. At that
I'm
point,
just
he's
figuring out
detaining
what's wrong with you.
to make
What's
sure that
going
there
on?
is nothing
Make
wrong,
sure
so that you're okay.
What reason does he need to detain me?
He thought maybe he thought you were signaling him down.
That's so funny. Like, you're not here for my safety. You're not trying to protect
How
me.
do you know?
You're walking on
maybe-
the side of the road and you're cursing and you're flipping the bird.
Once at him. I gave him the finger once. That
you know
will
him?
not hold up.
Do you know him?
It's not your business. I
It is
plead the
my
fifth.
business.
I plead the fifth then.
We're here at this point now, okay? You've brought the attention to yourself. You've
Yep.
caused the public alarm.
Well,
What
I'd like
we
to
are
see you legally hold
now
that
what we
in
are
court,
doing,
because-
I'm not charging you with anything, so I
Well,
don't
I
legally
would-
need to hold anything in court.
How long have you been a cop? 6?
Longer than you.
Listen,
Longer than you, I'm not a cop.
I don't understand what the point of this is.
I'm walking. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's the Fourth Amendment to be allowed to walk without seizures or anything like that.
Sure, that's what the Fourth Amendment. It gives you the right to walk without seizure. What's going to be seizured while you're walking?
My body, my person.
It may be what's going to happen. It may not be what happens. Okay?
Okay, I
What may
understand.
happen is
All right, so
is
what
you
are we
may get a
wasting time
normal
for?
jury.
Am I free to go?
What
Am I
may
free to
happen
go?
is you may
Am
get
I
a
free to
normal
go?
jury. No, because at this point
For what reason?
you were detained. Okay, because he told you to stop
Okay.
and you didn't stop.
Okay.
So therefore, you need to identify yourself as a part of the investigation. So what is your name?
Okay, I'm gonna need all of your badge numbers.
I will give you everything written down on a card. What is your
I
name?
can give you.
If you have an ID, that's perfect.
Am I? Okay, I'll take it to court
you have
because
an
this
ID,
is
that's
still
perfect.
this is still a detainment.
Are you a juvenile?
This is an illegal detainment,
Are
so
you
I
a
can still.
juvenile?
I'm not going to answer that.
You have to answer.
Why?
Because you're being detained.
I said I'll give you my ID, but he's such a bro.
So what does that make you?
Not a. Dude, this is illegal. You'll legally have to prove that I was a nuisance
When
to
you're
the public.
standing-
How would you do that? How would you do that? I just want to hear
Camera
your-
systems. Okay, so when he goes by in the car, okay, and he sees you
Okay.
doing what you're doing,
And what was
that's
I
all gonna
doing?
be there.
And what part of that caused a disturbance? That's what I'm trying to legally understand. I don't understand. Is that a body camera?
That's what it is.
Perfect, perfect. Tuckerton doesn't have them, you know that? Tuckerton's been on back order for months.
How do you know?
Because I have a lawsuit against them, that's why. And I wish they'd have body cams. I would love if they had body cams. Take out the bad cops.
It's for all of us.
Right.
It's for all of us. It's for everybody that's involved in the situation. Okay?
Appreciate it.
If you have any problems or anything, and you want to come down, you want to talk to somebody, our supervisors are always there as well. Okay?
Well, I'm going to
And
take
you
a
can do
lawsuit,
that.
so who would I press criminal charges against? For what?
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to
police
call.
officers.
You're gonna have to call and figure that out with a lawyer. You would have to file a complaint with the courts.
Got it.
Okay, and then you can go from there if you want to see if you can press charges and whatnot if you
Perfect.
violated your rights.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Stay
All right,
out of the
am I free
roadway.
to go?
Don't give us fingers.
Shut the f*** up.
Stay out of the roadway. Stop causing a public alarm.
Dude, shut the f*** up. Am I
Stop
free to go?
cursing.
Am I
You're free to go.
Stop cursing. Go.
You're free to go.
After Patrolman Lamont Tang informed Mr. Walker that he was free to go, Mr. Walker directed a profanity at both of the officers and walked away without any further incident. Very little information is available about this interaction, and although Mr. Walker informed the officers of his intent to pursue legal action, it is unknown whether he has taken any steps to do so. Overall, Corporal Pritch and Patrolman Lamont Tang get an F for acting with total disregard to Mr. Walker's First Amendment and Fourth Amendment rights, detaining him without reasonable suspicion to do so, and blatantly misstating the law multiple times throughout the encounter. The officers repeatedly demonstrated their complete ignorance of some of the most essential legal principles that apply to law enforcement officers by falsely claiming that it was illegal for Mr. Walker to use profanity and display his middle finger, that Mr. Walker was legally required to identify himself, and that their illegal detention of Mr. Walker did not violate the Fourth Amendment, or even implicate it because he was not formally arrested. Mr. Walker gets an A-, because although he provided the officers with his identification when he was not legally required to do so, he demonstrated a strong understanding of his constitutional rights, stood up to the officers when they repeatedly misstated the law, and even attempted to educate the officers about the constitutional rights of citizens when they repeatedly revealed their ignorance. While Mr. Walker maintained a hostile demeanor with the officers and used some inflammatory language, he was well within his First Amendment rights to do so, and I would encourage him to follow through on his intentions of filing a lawsuit against these officers for their illegal and unconstitutional actions.